What's up, everyone? This is Willie.
Hey, my name's Iz.
We're going in this week, and we're going to be talking about the impeachment trial.
Part two.
Yeah, part two. And looking at this trial, it was actually, I'm sitting there watching it, and it actually became comical to me. Because when you're sitting here and you look at all this compelling evidence, really, the managers really didn't even have to speak. They just started showing us footage of things we didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, it was just it should have been just a open and shut case. And when you looked at his defense team, I was really laughing at those guys because they were like the Three Stooges. You know, I'm looking at their body language. These guys was so far out of their element, it wasn't even funny. I was thinking, these guys really are lawyers for real?
Yeah.
You know,
what that one guy say? He was a prosecutor. He said he was a prosecutor, but he was the defense. He was on the defense of the president.
I was like, man, this is just, and it's actually, it's a sad state of affair for America.
Mm.
For us to be sitting here acting like a banana republic, and we're sitting here watching what this guy actually did with the insurgents.
Mm-hmm.
And the GOP was saying, like, we know he did it, but we're not going to impeach him.
Yeah. And that's the sad part. That's the sad part. For me, that's the whole messed up part, because they went in there with a closed mind. And the thing that they hung their hat on at the end was, oh, well, he couldn't be impeached because it goes against the Constitution because he's no longer the president. He was the president when he committed the act. And then and they had precedents from before, back in the 1800s, when some other cat got impeached when he had left office. So, and then they decided, that was the first thing, is it constitutional? And they're the ones that make the law.
Yeah.
That they can amend the Constitution. So what they said was, yes, it's constitutional. So once they said, yes, it's constitutional, all that bullshit afterwards about, no, it wasn't constitutional, that's not even, it doesn't fly, because they already agreed that it is constitutional, and they're the ones who have to decide that. So that's what kind of threw me out. Like,
go in there and
partisan bullshit.
Yeah, and when you sit there, and then when you did have the one that had the balls to go ahead and say, like, well, you know what, this guy is definitely guilty of these charges.
And that's a woman. And that's a woman. She got more balls than all those cats.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, and then the guy from Louisiana, when you come back home, you're censored. What the hell? And Mitch McConnell, there is nobody I want to smack near as bad as Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
I was going like, damn, Mitch, you sitting up there and you come out and you say the exact same thing that the manager said, and you saying like, yeah, he's guilty of charge. He incited all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And he had the opportunity to actually bring this trial before Donald Trump got out of office. You see how long it took.
That's going to be their biggest mistake. So the biggest mistake, one, was by letting him run on with that crap about the election being stolen, not saying anything, being quiet, or going along with him. Two, the opportunity to say, you know what, we're going to have the Republican Party go this way, the way it's been, or to continue to go this way where it's going with all this crazy stuff, Q and all this mess. They chose this one. They're going to go with Q and all them. So you see all the Marjorie Greene, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
She's the face of the party, I believe, because all these people that are censoring, they're in the minority of that Republican Party. And they said that the base, because they're enabling it, they're letting this base, their Republican Party, evolve into Retrumplican Party. So the Retrumplican Party is Trump first, and then politics. Politics, as usual, is gone. There's no more. That's why you see a lot of conservative Republicans that are moderates, shifting over and changing party. Over 10,000 people in a couple of states, they already had shifted over from Republican to Democrat. So you're going to see, so the 2022, they're talking about, we're going to see what happens, because there's a big shift. People that saw all this shit that happened with Trump, there's going to be that core. There'll be that core, about 30-some%. But there's other people that are going to be moving and say, you know what, I can't no more with these people. And we're going to see what America's about. We're going to see what America's about in 2 years, for real.
Yeah. And it's happening really fast. And when you mentioned Marjorie Greene, So I decided, I said, like, let me see, let me read up on her, see
Don't do
what
waste your
she's
time.
about.
Don't waste your time.
But I just wanted to do it,
Mm.
and because I wanted to see what part of Georgia she came from,
Okay.
the northern part. Bro, when I started reading about Marjorie Green, I'm thinking like, oh my God. First of all, her dad had a construction company with about 12 or 13 employees.
Mm.
So he got $180,000 PPE. I'm thinking to save 12 people job.
Yeah.
So then he sells the company to Marjorie Green and her husband. She became the CEO. And then she decided she didn't want to be the CEO anymore. So she started doing CrossFit training.
Mm-hmm.
Then she started doing CrossFit training and was doing all the guys in the CrossFit
I
training.
heard that.
Like,
that came out.
and then she's like, I'm a Christian woman. And I'm so confused. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what what predicate you being a Christian? What does that got to do with anything?
Mm-hmm.
So when you see people like her, because she's just like Donald Trump, you know, I'm sitting there watching these people listening to this insurgent saying we need to kill
Mm-hmm.
Mike Pence and Nancy Pelosi and AOC.
Mm.
And to see Donald Trump not even call this guy, this is your vice president, and you don't call him, you don't reach out to him.
No,
Well, you
he
should have
didn't
done what
care.
I told him. He
He
don't
didn't
care.
care. No.
This guy doesn't care. And just to see the people that keep supporting him, look at Ted Cruz. Oh my God. Ted Cruz might well forget about his career.
No, he's in Mexico. He was in Mexico. He got his
He
ass
went to
called out.
Cancun.
He said, "Oh, I got to go back." He said he was there for a day. Then he said, "Oh, I was going to stay for the weekend." And then, well, if you're going to stay for the weekend, why are you turning it around? Oh, well, I thought about it when I was on the plane. Too late, man. You out there. And then
Yeah.
his wife was sending texts to people, the friends. Oh, we're going to go stay at the Ritz-Carlton. Oh, you're in touch with the people, all right. You're going to stay at the Ritz-Carlton. Half of Texas can't. 75, 80% of Texas can't afford the Ritz-Carlton for one night. And everybody else is drowning, basically, because their houses are flooded out in Texas. So that's the character of that man. What's the joke that they're talking about? Two types of people. There's two types of people in the Congress or in the world. They said people that don't like Ted Cruz and Ted Cruz.
That's it. And there's a lot of people that don't like Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
And to be so arrogant. Oh, it's just $309 a night at the Ritz-Carlton. They got great security.
Shit.
And then he threw his daughters under the bus.
That's sad. See, that's own up to it. Well, that's what that whole party does. They deflect. Yeah. Look at everything from the beginning of this presidency to now, to Ted Cruz. They call you out for something. I'm gonna say, oh well, this is why, or so and so. Look at so and so. They push it on somebody else. It's never the era of responsibility in politics in the Republican Party, at least, is gone.
It's not going to come back. When I look at the independents, then I look at the ones that have saying like, I cannot support this party anymore. Mm-hmm. And so if you create another party, then you're really going to mess stuff up.
Yeah.
Because if the Democrats get their stuff together, then these guys being in this disarray could be the best thing to happen for them. But they got to be on point.
But the Democratic Party always snatches what they call they snatch something away from the jaws of victory all the time. They don't take advantage of stuff. The Democratic Party does not take advantage of stuff. Go back and look at the history of things that they've done. The Republican Party, the way they've been elevating stuff and how do you think they have all these judges? That McConnell left vacant when Obama was president because he didn't want Obama to, and then Trump came in and boom, they just say that everybody's in. All these conservative judges, they're in. That's why, because they play the game and they understand how it is. But the Democrats will be like, oh, well, you know what? We want to, and I get it. You want to have a clean conscience and stuff like that. But politics is not about clean conscience at this point. It's about being effective leaders, being an effective leader and finding opportunities to capitalize on those situations. And the Democratic Party and the leadership of the Democratic Party isn't that. No, not this party.
It seemed like their conscience beat their ass because it's saying like, you know what? This is the game you're in. Mm-hmm. If you're in politics, if you think this is just a nice, clean, I mean, I look at politicians just a cut above used car salesmen.
Mm.
You know, these guys are going to try to get the best deal, and they're going to tell you and wooze you over and tell you they really like you until they get what they want.
Yep.
And then they're going to pounce on your ass just like the jaws of a tiger. But the Democrats, they're going to have to, uh, and you got some old heads up in the Democrats that needs to go too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I look at Dianne Feinstein, I'm saying like, Dianne, you like 87. Take your ass home.
Oh yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
how come you guys can't just be great what do you call those people?
Consultants. Yeah.
Consultants.
So yeah, right.
Yeah, just be a consultant and just have a nice branch where people can come and talk to you about getting things done.
Yeah.
But these guys love power.
They love power.
They
That's
love
it.
power. And as long as they're like that, they're gonna maintain. And it's just like, well, Joe, you in there now. So the only way things are gonna change, people like Joe gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie Sanders, all
Yeah.
those old heads gonna have to go because you can see that Ted Cruz is coming up in the Republican Party.
Yeah,
What's
you
your
got
boy
about
name
another.
from Missouri?
You got like 40
AD.
years of that fool. 30, 40 years left if they stay until 90 years old. Like
Yeah,
Bird. What was it? Bird? Was that the one that was falling asleep when they were taught? Was
yeah.
that Bird?
It's
I
just like,
remember
come
him.
on, man. And
Yeah,
I,
it's time for you to go.
I don't know how the people consistently vote these people back in. I don't know what they do when they come and campaign
Mm-hmm.
to get your vote,
Yeah,
especially when you see they've been in there for years and
yeah.
you still got the exact same thing you
The
had
shit
when
under
they,
the stick. Yeah.
and is is it because you think people just don't try to uh, engage themselves into it enough to saying we got to make these changes, that
Mm-hmm.
you got to have something catastrophic to happen to you? Look at Texas. These guys sat here and they were laughing at California because you burning up and stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
And your ass would not even winterize. I mean, how your generators freezing, fool?
Yeah.
You know, now all the pipes are busting and
Yeah.
because you didn't insulate them. And these guys, they're not used to cold weather.
No.
You can tell people that's used to cold weather and they
Mm-hmm.
know what to do when winter comes.
Yep.
Whether it's a mild winter or rough winter, they know these are the things we got to start putting in place for the next 3 months. Texas sitting there one day it's 70 degrees, next day it's 16, and you wonder what the hell's going on. We don't like this.
This happened before. They're talking about this happened about in what, the 80s, 90s, 70s, 80s.
Yeah,
I can't
this
remember
happened
what
in
it was.
2011. They had a bad
Was it?
incident.
Oh, that's right. So it happened and some stuff froze over, some of the power went down.
Yeah,
In Texas, and we talked about Texas is like one of the, they don't want to be regulated, so they want their own thing. So which is fine. But then they're cutting corners and doing all this other stuff about, we're doing right by Texans because we're gonna control all this ourselves. And then we're gonna do like 10% wind, we're gonna do this and that. And then he tried to blame the whole thing on wind. He has 10% of the wind of
yeah.
all of their energy, and he's gonna blame it. He said, "Oh, it's a Green New Deal." Well, what happened in 2011 when there was no Green New Deal?
Yeah.
The man's, I mean, but he's talking to a certain population that listen to everything that they say on a certain channel. So it's sad, but they're still going at that. And then again, that's part of the big lie. They just need facts. Don't matter. Facts don't matter. All they want to do is a soundbite, even though they'll come back and walk it back and say, you know what? Well, I didn't mean that. Look at Ted Cruz. He's been flipping back and forth. Well, I was going to go over there for a day. I was just dropping them off. And then, oh no, I was going to say, I didn't say that. I was just going to go for a weekend. You're on tape, man. You're on tape talking on both sides of your lip.
That's what
Mouth,
kills me. I'm saying, like,
is.
but these are your words.
Yeah.
Look at this video. This is you.
They don't care.
They
I
don't
got
care.
them on
And
tape
they saying like, well,
talking mess on every other state.
and look at our governors in the four biggest states: California, New York, Florida, Texas. These guys sat here and dropped the ball. Look at Como. He was just coming out there talking all this shit, and his little popularity just skyrocketed. Yeah, but you didn't tell the truth. You didn't tell about
that's a difference.
all those. Yeah,
that's the difference between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. And even when you come to the news channels, I'm looking at on the news channels, and both news channels are running with the Cuomo thing. Had you come across something negative, like even Fox News, look at the Ted Cruz thing. They had Sean Hannity talking about just trying to make excuses for Cruz. But they won't, like, if it was one of their own, they're gonna try to protect him as best they
They're
can.
going to protect him.
They won't. If it's negative, they're not gonna run it.
They're
When
not
they get
going
on
to
the
run.
Democrat side, they're calling out. They're calling out Cuomo.
Yeah.
They're not trying to protect him. If he messed up, he messed up, and we're gonna call you out.
And
that's the difference. That's the difference.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, if you're going to play the game, you got to play the game in its entirety. If the Republican Party is not talking about their people, you got to find some kind of way to make your people look good. But you know what happened, man? They're all in there for that power. Everybody, that power and money. When you
taste it, once they taste it,
trace it back, it's all about that dollar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, and they're not concerned about the people, you know, because Cuomo could have told the truth about the nursing homes.
Yeah.
I mean, like you were trying to say everything else was good. Tell the truth about what's really transpiring in there. Look at DeSantis in Florida. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at this guy go into this nice, rich neighborhood and make sure all these seniors in that particular,
they get people.
Yeah, all his people get. And then he was saying like, oh, well, it didn't have anything to do with the zip code. Well, why is that zip code the only one getting it? You know, like, what about the other people? Texas, Georgia, you know, the only thing I can see that's possible for it's kind of ironic to sit here and watch Georgia is a lead focal on everything that's going forward now. Yeah. Because the prosecuting attorney in Georgia, she's coming after your boy. Mm-hmm. And she got enough, and she's going to make the guy that Trump tried to get the vote, he's going to have to testify.
Yeah. Although, Attorney General, whatever it was.
Yeah. So when you look at these guys, man, you think like, so these are people that's running things for us. No wonder we in such a mess.
Yeah.
Because none of them really have our best interests.
No.
If they would actually just do what they're supposed to do and just protect us from foreign and domestic, these guys won't even address domestic. I'm watching those insurgents. And I'm saying these guys go to court. One woman, but I had a vacation planned in Mexico. Well, honey, go ahead and do that right there. You try to burn down the fucking Capitol. And now you're going to let her go?
We're going to let her go to another country.
Yeah, to another country. This dude shows up with a blade in his pocket in court. They find a knife, and the judge said, well, you know better than that. That was it. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Let that be one of our people. It'd be a brown or black person. I know. You don't know better. You should know better, and then here's some more extra time for you.
So we gotta punish you. But you know what's gonna backfire on them? What I'm looking at? Now I'm looking at how the Asians are getting attacked, and how that racism has really just started taking.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, okay, you know, like there is construction and even in chaos. Mm-hmm. And that's so. Who you think the agent is going to have to come to their defense?
Yeah.
So now it's got to be black, brown, and yellow.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's if you're not one of them, and it's not all of them. I don't speak in general. I try not to speak in general terms, and if I do, I don't mean it. But the people that are part of this movement that want go back to Hitler, go back to even Russia and Putin, what he stands for is just really the majority white race, and that's really what his
that's what it's about. Is.
And so Trump was a little more covert in his language. He didn't tell everybody to go attack the Capitol. He said those key words, and they knew what he meant. Now you got everybody in court talking about, well, yeah, he told us to go do this. Directly, no, but what he was saying. And even they played who was it? They were playing some videos about him in the past. I would kick his ass. I would do this. I would punch him in the face. So all this violent rhetoric that he said, he primed them for this moment.
For a long time.
That's why he knew it was going to be wild. What did he mean about it's going to be wild? Okay.
Yeah, he knew. Mm-hmm. Dude, he started priming those fools when he came down that escalator in Trump Tower.
Yeah.
Talking about Mexico don't send us their fine people. They just let criminals and everything. They started from that point on. But actually, this fool started even farther back than that. Yep. He started with the Central Park 5. Mm-hmm. You know, like this is what his whole mantra been about. Mm-hmm. And this guy can't stand to see people get power, especially if it's people that don't look like him.
Yeah.
What did he say? Why don't we just let people from Norway come? What's wrong with them?
Not from all these shithole countries and the shithole countries like the
Yeah.
Caribbean, Africa, all these other countries, you know. And it's there in black and white. And history's going to judge them. History will judge them. And it's sad to see that. I mean, even though you try to show people the way, they don't want to listen. But
No.
again, we have friends and family that are on that wagon. They don't see it. Like I said, you try to have a conversation with them and try to tell them, hey, and you talk about that elevator ride down the stairs. The fraud started on that day when he had he couldn't get enough people in that building that he had to hire those people. You remember that? Yeah. He had to hire those people to come and hold those signs for him. So it's documented. You can go back and look, but y'all were getting played from that day. Day.
You started playing you, and he knew in order to get his agenda across that all I got to do is run as a Republican. Mm-hmm. He never was a Republican.
No.
But he said, like, I can get in by being a Republican. It's almost like
they're gullible, he said.
Yeah. He said they're stupid people. He said they'll believe anything I tell them. And
never gone to church, but he's Christian. He's a Christian.
And they keep telling me he was sent from God. Mm-mm, oh, what God? You know, like,
I don't know what God they're talking about.
But you're right about the people that actually buy into his ideology. Mm-hmm. They get really angry to the point where you really can't have a conversation with them because they're angry because you won't believe them.
They get mad.
They get mad. Thinking like, dude, you act like you really know this guy personally, and you know he sent you one of his pens when he signed some kind of document. He doesn't know you. He don't give a. He tried to kill his vice president.
When he's done with you, he kicks you out. Like look at everybody that left.
Yeah.
You're in his good graces. He got nothing but good things to say to you. You come out and say, you know what, I left because, and you tell the truth. You talk about dude who said, oh, this was the most secure election. He kicked out. Now he's Trump talking shit on him. His Secretary of State, everybody that left him.
He and Mitch McConnell.
Everybody that writes books on him.
Yeah. He and Mitch McConnell, they going at it right now.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah, once you can't, this man has the thinnest skin, and we talked about it before. This man has the thinnest skin, and it's sad. Well, not sad, it's funny, but it's sad too because a lot of the country is dying because he couldn't own up to being, you know what, I made a mistake, and let's start getting this COVID testing, and let's have a mandate, like everybody has to do this. We're gonna try and set this goal, like Biden's doing. He said 100 million vaccines in 100 days. Yeah. He's gonna top that. You know, numbers are starting to go down because now you have a leader in the White House that you didn't have before, and the numbers are reflecting it. So you go back and look at Trump presidency when everything was going up, all of the COVID rate, and in January, and even in January, it kept going until February. Now we're in February. It's evening out and starting to drop.
Yeah.
Because now you have a leader who's coordinating all the efforts and doing everything he can, trying to get people money, trying to get them because a lot of people aren't working. But you have still people on the other side that don't want to give people that are struggling a measly $15 an hour. And it's not going to be right away. They're going to be like, okay, $7.25, we'll go $8. 2 years, a year later, we're going to do 12. So it's going to go up to 15. It's not going to be like, boom, right away. We're not going to attack businesses like that. That's not the intent. That's not the intent.
But, you know, it's a shame that even though some people don't want to, they really don't want to know the truth.
No.
So we down to like 5 till now. And so we'll just pick it up next week. Sure, and so now we don't got past this impeachment. Mm-hmm. And next now we're looking at March is what we're looking at. Mm-hmm. Because I'm looking at all the suits he's already got against him right now. I'm looking at all the other charges in other states he has coming up. And it's a crying shame.
I thought you were talking about March 6th, when they're going to come out and they can do that next March. Try to say he's going to be, because they're still holding on to hope. They think he's going to be the president on March 6th.
Yeah. I just don't.
Again, but how dumb are you? How dumb are you? Q said, oh, it's going to happen. This is going to happen X, Y, and Z. It didn't happen. Oh, let me see how long I can string them on some more. Oh, no, it's going to be in March. Oh, okay, let's go see what's going to happen in March. And these idiots are going to show up and start doing some shit again. Hopefully not. The military is still going to be there, but hopefully not. But that's the word on the street is they're going to be coming out there in March.
But
that's right. They're talking about March.
Yeah, March. The outcome is not going to be good for them. It's not going to be like January the 6th. But you have their attention now.
Yeah.
And you're finding out These guys brought bombs. They brought guns. They were going to try to kill you guys for real.
No, but watch it. They're going to probably try to say, oh, it's going to be Antifa. Oh, no, we didn't go. It's going to be Antifa. They may mess around and put some Antifa, some black hoods on it and start fucking around and doing some shit like that. I don't put it past them, Willie. I don't.
They done it in the rise and the BLM. Why would they not do it? It worked for them then. At least they thought it did.
Yeah. So yeah, brother. Breaking windows, trying to blame other people. Yeah, man. But anyways,
so we're gonna sign off.
Yep.
Because it's about that time.
Yep.
And we'll pick this up. The eyes of March is up on us now.
Yep, that's true.
We're gonna see if it's gonna come in like a sheep or it's gonna come in like a lion.
That's right.
We'll find out.
Time will tell, my friend. Good
That's
talk.
Right, my brother.
Good seeing you. We'll talk soon. Until next week. My name is
Willie.
And
keep your head up.
We out.
That's right. Be fetty.
Fetty. Always fetty.
Always fetty.
Stay fetty, so you don't got to get rid.
That's right. So yeah, brother. So
all right.
That's good right there.